Welcome to the Windows channel, and this is the Tech News Update. We are Wednesday, March 22nd, 2017. And today in our Tech News Update, we have new details of, a few details that, of course, the next version of Android is coming later this year. It's right now called Android O. And of course, speculations are going on of what kind of tasty treat will O mean. Of course, almost everywhere, a lot of people saying, hey, Oreo. But that's going to be interesting to see. Of course, at first I was thinking Oreo, well, it's a brand. Well, Kit Kat was also a brand, and they did use it. So I don't know. We'll see what will happen. And it's going to be interesting to see, as Android 7 Nougat is only barely on 3% of phones right now. Interesting to see that they're still pushing ahead for the next version of Android. Apart from that, well, there's a Turkish group that says that they will wipe out millions of iPhones and iCloud accounts on April 7th unless Apple gives them $75,000 in Bitcoin. That is kind of interesting, and they of course posted a YouTube video demonstrating that how they can do it, and that they have the credentials of millions of accounts apparently, and that they will actually go ahead and do it. Of course, Apple not really responding much to that, and I would guess that they are probably checking out if that could be true. But kind of interesting to see, do they or not? Is it a bluff? It could be a really big bluff also, I don't know. It's going to be interesting, and see, I don't think Apple will cave in to this demand, but interesting. We'll try to keep up on this story as it unfolds, and, well, who knows, on April 7th we might have a surprise or not. It seems that Nintendo wanted the Nintendo Switch console, to run a variant of Android, and for that, they went to get the help of Cyanogen. That just said, nope, we're not going to help you with that. So I don't know how, a good deal that was, but it seems that the Nintendo Switch really wanted to be run on a variant of Android. That would have been interesting to see, and maybe it would have changed the way the Nintendo Switch also works. So, interesting story here behind the scenes. Tim Cook might have used a Surface Pro 4 when he was at the China Development Forum. Now, a lot of people took note that when he was using what looked like, at first glance, an iPad, when we looked closely, we could see that at the bottom there seems to be a taskbar, and that it might have looked pretty much like a Surface Pro 4. So that's kind of interesting to see that. Did Tim Cook use a Surface Pro 4? That would kind of, I don't know, give a little blow to Apple's own products. I mean, you decide to use a Microsoft product rather than an iPad or a MacBook. Interesting when you think about it. Well, some tests that were conducted in the United States, major cities, actually shows that the big major metropolitan areas in the United States have, on average, slower internet speeds than smaller cities. And they say that two big examples, New York City and Los Angeles, have really lower speeds of internet on average than almost everywhere else in the United States, which is kind of interesting. We'd think that, big metropolitan centers might actually have faster speeds. But it seems that it's not the case. So kind of interesting here to see that, smaller cities, maybe because of the, big cities have old infrastructure very often, and it's a mix of old and new stuff that really limits the speeds. And smaller cities might actually have, newer infrastructure that might actually be faster. Kind of interesting here. And finally, Microsoft has completed a modified version of Windows 10 for the Chinese market. Of course, it is a version of Windows 10 that has all the possibilities of spying on its users. It's very interesting how, big companies actually kneel down in front of China and say, hey, we're going to do a special version to spy on people. That's something I have a lot of difficulty with. But, Chinese market is really big, and the money that probably comes in, probably interesting. So this was the Tech News Update for Wednesday, March 22nd, 2017. If you enjoy our videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up, and thank you so much for following us on this channel.